Fantasy football season is upon us, guys, and here is my quarterback tier list breakdown. Let's get into it. I would like to say before we start, this is for 6-point passing touchdowns, so it could vary. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I will answer them. All right, let's get into it. So tier 1, pretty self-explanatory. The consensus here, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. These guys are tier 1 because they have the ability to throw for 35 plus touchdowns and rush for 10 plus touchdowns. In a 4-point touchdown league, I would give Jalen Hurts tier 1 just because he has 12 plus rushing touchdowns every year, but in 6-point passing touchdowns, I like to just keep the tier 1 as Allen and Lamar Jackson. I already said it, but they have the ability to pass and run. Lamar Jackson's going to get more rushing yards. I think Allen might have more career rushing touchdowns, but either way, I mean, both are very solid. I think Allen's been staying healthier in his career. Last year was considered a down year, and he still finished quarterback 2. If I have to choose, I'm going Allen as my 1, just because he has the ability to get 4,500 passing yards, rush for over 500 yards, have a combined total of, it wouldn't be out the ballpark for a combined total of 45-ish touchdowns passing and rushing. And every year these guys have had a fully healthy season. Points per game, they're top 5 every year. They're fully healthy. So the last, I think it was 3 years. In a 4-point passing touchdown, I would give Hurts the push, but we're going with 6-point passing touchdown, and Hurts doesn't get that many. He only, I think his highest career is 23, so he's going to tier 2. Speaking of tier 2, we already touched on Jalen Hurts. Let's get into Jayden Daniels. A lot of guys are putting him up there in the tier 1 spot, and I'm not ready to do that. He had a great rookie season, do not get me wrong on that, but I mean, just 25 passing touchdowns in a 6-point passing touchdown league. And he did have a ton of rushing yards, so in 4-point passing touchdowns, I can see the argument. Jayden Daniels is probably my 4th favorite quarterback in 4-point passing touchdowns, behind the guys that we spoke about already. But in 6-point passing touchdowns, to get to that tier 1, he needs a little bit more in the passing touchdown game right now, and he only had 3,500 passing yards last year. I believe he's going to get better, but guys, we know Terry McLaurin has requested for a trade. I know, I think that was just a play to get a contract, but if Terry McLaurin does get traded, Jayden Daniels might go to tier 3 for me. I think he's a big piece of this offense, and I think losing your number 1 receiver should put you down a tier based off of what I think he will produce. Next up, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is only tier 2 because he doesn't really run. He has the ability to, now I'm not saying he will, but he has the ability to pass for 5,000 plus yards and get 45 plus touchdowns. Do I think that's going to happen? No, that's a crazy season. But I mean, the production's there. This Bengals team's arguably, when healthy, the best offense in the league. Joe Burrow, tier 2. And then last but not least, Baker Mayfield. How can you not like Baker Mayfield after the years he has put together? Since joining Tampa Bay, it's been a whole career revival, and they're just stacking up this offense. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin should come back, but even if he's not, they drafted Emeka Egbuka, who is having nothing but great things said about him so far in training camp, and they still have in the second-year receiver killing. This offense is stacked. The loss of Liam Cohen does scare me. The offense might take a week or two to get really going without Liam Cohen there. That was their offensive coordinator. He's now with Jacksonville, but there's too much talent on this offense for Baker Mayfield not to be an amazing quarterback. In a 6-point passing touchdown league, I think he's easily tier 2. Next up, tier 3, guys, kicking it off, Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people are going to say I'm crazy for not having him tier 1 or 2. Guys, this is fantasy football. This has nothing to do with their actual skill. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I mean, Andy Reid is an offensive guru genius, but the offense has not ran through the passing game how it has been when they had Tyreek Hill, when they had Travis Kelce in his prime. They were powerful throwing offense, and I think the league's adjusted. They're taking away the deep balls, and Patrick Mahomes adjusted very well for NFL, but the way he has adjusted hurts his fantasy value. I do not like that, and they became extremely run heavy. We know they like to rest players. We know they have Super Bowl hopes every single year, and it's not unrealistic, so they save their players. They're known for that. And also, Rashee Rice could be facing a suspension, possible jail time, so if he loses his number 1 receiver, yes, he has Xavier Worthy, who should take a step up in year 2, and Hollywood Brown and Travis Kelce getting older. I don't really like Travis Kelce as much as I did. I think this offensive line's great, their defense is great, and I think there's just games that they can rely on the defense and run game to get them by and rest Patrick Mahomes for the playoffs. We've seen it the last 2 years. We've been getting killed on him with the ADP every year. That's why he's in tier 3. Next up, Bo Nix, guys. I really like Bo Nix. He had a slow start to his rookie year, but once he picked up the offense, man, it was special. They added Evan Ingram. Their receiver core is extremely young outside of Sutton. I think this team and the offense is going to grow as a whole. Really like Bo Nix this year, and he has rushing ability as well. So, I mean, he can get 500 plus rushing yards as well. well. Dak Prescott, if Dak Prescott stays fully healthy with this offense, CeeDee Lamb, they finally have a great wide receiver too, which they have been lacking year after year after year. They got George Pickens. Ferguson should be healthy. He's dealing with concussions and stuff last year. This offense is going to be really good, and when Dak's really healthy, he has the ability to pass for 35 plus touchdowns. Dak doesn't really have much of a rushing ability anymore. He never really did, but with the old age and the injuries, he's not rushing anything now. I think this offense, if it stays healthy, it's going to be a problem. I think if Michael Parsons gets traded, which it's looking like, that defense could be terrible, and Dak's going to have to be in shootouts, and Dak has the ability to be in shootouts and keep up with other offenses. I love Dak Prescott this year. I think he's being slept on a lot. Next up, Caleb Williams got Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator, and they are stacking up this offense, and he has rushing ability. He has one of the best situations right now. He has an offensive guru as his head coach that he just got. It might take some time to learn. Ben Johnson's offense is extremely advanced and difficult, and for a second-year quarterback that's coming from a coach that just wasn't that good, if we're being completely honest, it might be a little bit difficult. I wouldn't like to start with Caleb Williams as my starting quarterback this year, but I think down the hall he can break out. He is going to have the biggest leap in the year too. Next up, Justin Fields. Justin Fields is in tier 3 for me just because he has the ability to rush for 1,000 yards. If you look in the past, Lamar Jackson did it twice, Mike Vick did it, and Justin Fields did it himself in 2022. They were all top 8 quarterbacks. So with that being said, Justin Fields, he just needs to stay healthy. He doesn't really have much competition how he has in the past for the starting job. I think this Jets offense, I mean, it's not the best, but they have a run game. I think Fields is going to open that up a lot for them. Garrett Wilson's an absolute stud. If he can find his mojo with this team, and every single year, man, his numbers go up, the good ones go up and the bad ones go down. His interception rate, his sack rate down every single year. His completion percentage, his accuracy, it's better every year. This is a player that is slowly evolving, and I think if with the 16 games, 17 games, he can easily be a top 10 quarterback in fantasy football. Kyler Murray's kicking off tier 4, and not the most passing friendly team in the league. That's why I had Kyler Murray in tier 4. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. going into his second year now. McBride is an absolute stud, so they do have options on this team, but not really much. Kyler Murray, since joining the league, he hasn't really thrown for a crazy amount of touchdowns, but he has the rushing ability. A fully healthy Kyler Murray can easily get 600-700 rushing yards. We haven't seen a fully healthy Kyler Murray in a pretty long time. Last year, I think, was the first time in a while, and I don't even know if he was fully healthy. I think week 1, 2, he might have been a little rusty, but he's a great player. He kind of gets pooped on for no reason, in my opinion. I just think the passing volume won't be there for Kyler Murray. That's why he's in tier 4. Next up, Brock Purdy. This 49ers team was one of the worst teams last year, surprisingly, and it's not going to look better offensive-wise, but Brock Purdy remained fantasy relevant. He has George Kittle. I like Ricky Parashall. I like Juwan Jennings. If Ayuk can come back and be himself, it's going to be hard. That injury was nasty, but he has weapons. This offense should be good. He has a great head coach for the offense. Giving Brock Purdy in tier 4. And then Trevor Lawrence. We've spoken it with Baker Mayfield, man. Liam Cohen, one of the best head coaching signings. I would say him, and I think Ben Johnson was the best, but outside of him, I mean, Liam Cohen, man, was a great signing for Jacksonville. Brian Thomas Jr. is an absolute stud. They drafted Travis Hunter, who's looking like he's going to be making plays all year. Strange, who they drafted last year, great tight end when he was on the field. I like Trevor Lawrence under Liam Cohen. Now, same thing could be said with what I said with Caleb Williams earlier. He could struggle to pick up Liam Cohen's offense for a little bit, and it might be ugly. We've seen ugly with Trevor Lawrence, but I really do think this is Trevor Lawrence's best season coming in. He just had crazy expectations since being drafted, and it wasn't fair. People were comparing him to Peyton Manning, which is absolutely crazy. This year, I mean, he has an offensive guru as a head coach. He has the weapons. We see what these great offensive coordinators do for teams when they become head coaches, right? We've seen Kevin O'Connell do it. We've seen Kevin O'Connell turn Sam Darnold into a starting fantasy quarterback. I just like Liam Cohen. I think this offense will be great. And last but not least, Jared Goff. I think Ben Johnson leaving is going to affect this team. I'm probably the low guy on all the lines this year, and that's fine. I think Ben Johnson had a lot to do with that offense's success. I still think it's going to be good, right? They have the players. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have Jamison Williams. They have Sam Laporta. They have a great run game. And hopefully their coaches learn something from Ben Johnson, and the offense can just kind of keep what they were doing. I think the loss of Ben Johnson is going to hurt this team extremely badly, especially early on. They might be able to figure it out later on, but early on in the season, I think the Lions are really going to struggle, man. Tier 5, let's get into it. Justin Herbert. The reason I have Justin Herbert tier 5, he could be great for fantasy football. He has the legs. He can run. We've seen that in Oregon, and sometimes he flashes it in the NFL, but I just don't think they pass enough, man. This is a very run-heavy team, and they don't really, I mean, Ladd McConkey emerged, but everyone else, I'm kind of high on Trey Harris. We'll get into that when I do the receivers tier list breakdown, but I mean, if they sign Keenan Allen, I know Keenan Allen has been visited revisiting with them. So if they sign Keenan Allen, I might bump up Herbert. I think the passing game is going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be passing too much. I can see Herbert only averaging like 28 passes per game because that's just how that offense was ran last year. Next up, CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud killed it his rookie year, second year into the league. Didn't do too hot. CJ Stroud has the arm, man. He has the arm. He has throwing ability. I was saying a bold prediction, hot take last year that CJ Stroud has the ability to throw for 50 plus passing touchdowns, and I still think that ability is there. I think they drafted a great receiver in Higgins. I think the signing of Christian Kirk's going to help. Dalton Schultz is no slouch, and Nico Collins. So I think CJ Stroud is someone that can prove everyone wrong, including myself. I can see him finishing a lot higher. He's probably my favorite quarterback in this group for fantasy, but this team just couldn't stay healthy. I don't like that offensive line. I don't think they're going to have that much of a good run game this year. Joe Mixon already battling injuries, so we'll see how that turns out. Tua Tagovailoa, his story the same thing, injuries. He has a great offensive coach. Tyreek Hill was injured all last year. People think he's kind of washed, Tyreek Hill, but we'll get into that when we do the receivers. Traded Jonnu Smith, which was really weird to me, but if Tua Tagovailoa has the year he had 2 years ago, this is way too low, but the injuries scare me. His receivers injuries scare me. Hill and Waddle have been probably the worst duo for getting hurt. That's simple. Next up, Matthew Stafford, another great offensive coach, McVay. He has the team. He just has no rushing ability, right? And there are some games, and we've seen it last year, where this team will just run the ball down your throat when they can. Stafford's getting older. This team has playoff hopes. They are going to want to keep him healthy, going to keep that arm strong. Stafford's a great guy to pair with a Justin Fields. Like, if you want to take a shot on Justin Fields late, pair him with Stafford. In deeper leagues, he's going to be on a team. 12-plus teams, he's going to be rostered. But if you're in like a 10-man league, he's just one of those guys that you play the matchups, pick up. He's very matchup dependent. And last but not least, in Tier 5, the rookie McCarthy. I think it's going to be a little tough. He's going to have a lot of rust on him. Hopefully he gets it out before the season actually starts. Kevin O'Connell is basically the reason for McCarthy being in Tier 5 for me. Every single year with the Vikings, whoever is at quarterback is fantasy relevant, whether that was Kirk Cousins, whether that was Josh Dobbs. This is my thing. If Kevin O'Connell can make Sam Darnold fantasy relevant, he can make McCarthy fantasy relevant. I'd like to think McCarthy is more talented than Darnold coming into the NFL, so that's my Tier 5. Tier 6, now guys, I don't really think much of these guys will be relevant unless you're in like a 2-quarterback league, but let's get into it. Jordan Love. I actually like Jordan Love. The reason he's in Tier 6 is because we've seen what the Packers want to do. They want to run the ball. Jordan Love doesn't really get that much throwing opportunities compared to the other guys we spoke about, but if he does get to pass the ball a lot, he's going to smash where I have him. But that being said, the Packers were one of the most run-heavy teams last year. It just doesn't seem like that's their game plan coming into games. Next up, Drake May, second-year quarterback. I think he's going to take a huge leap. The Patriots have been surrounding him. Now, they haven't been doing the best job, but they've been doing way better than they have in the past with other quarterbacks that they have had. Signing Diggs, I don't know how much help Diggs is going to be because he tore his leg up. Don't really like that, but Williams has been making a lot of noise in their training camp. I think the running back that they drafted is going to be great in the passing game. I think Demario Douglas, he's been one of the most underrated receivers. So I think Drake May has weapons. He doesn't use his leg as much as I would like to see for fantasy. Next up, Geno Smith. This Raiders team is hard to pick apart, man. I mean, they got a whole bunch of new coaches. Geno Smith's there. He's with his guy Pete Carroll again. I mean, the Raiders have weapons. Bowers, Myers, who has also been extremely underrated in his career, and they drafted Gentry. So, I mean, this team, I don't know if they want to just feed the rookie running back that's supposed to be one of the best running backs in the league already, and he hasn't even played a game, or if they want to have Geno throw it. Pete Carroll trust him. We know that. I think that was a huge reason why Geno went there. So we'll see what happens there. Next up, Bryce Young. Bryce Young ended last year the best way possible. His career was looking so bad. Terrible rookie year. Last year started, got benched for Andy Dalton, and then started, I think, the last like 6 games, I want to say. Don't fully remember, but absolutely killed it. And if he continues that momentum, this team has been surrounding him. They got the run game. I think Chuba Hubbard's great. They drafted the rookie out of Arizona. He's great. They have Adam Thielen still. He's amazing. And they also have Xavier Legette. So he has the weapons. He can be great. He just needs to be confident. I think that's his main key. And if he can be confident, I think he has a chance to smash his ADP and this tier list where I have him. Last but not least, Anthony Richardson, AR. That's been my guy. If you know me, you know I've been extremely high on him, and injuries have just derailed his career. We're hearing great things out of camp, right, if you've been keeping up with that. I've been saying it since he joined the league. In a fully healthy season, he has the ability to rush for 1,000 yards, and if he does that, he will finish as a top 10 quarterback. So, I mean, he just needs to stay healthy. The arm and mostly the accuracy needs to get better. He has a great arm, but they drafted tight end out of Penn State. He should be really good. They have Pittman. They have Downs. This team has players. Waller, even Taylor. Taylor should take some stress off of Richardson throwing the ball because he's an amazing running back. But from what we've seen in Anthony Richardson's career so far, I'm not putting him that high anymore. But if there's anyone that I like the most that has the highest ceiling in this group, it is Anthony Richardson. The last tier, guys, Michael Penix kicking it off. Not much to really say. He's going into his second year. I wasn't crazy impressed with him in his rookie year. I knew he didn't play a full season, so he has a lot to learn still. But I mean, that Atlanta team does not pass the ball a ton. They're a very run-heavy team. I just don't see him being that well for fantasy football. Next up, Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a wild card. He's a rookie, so we don't really know what he's going to bring to the table. I will say I like his confidence. I like his mentality. It's just Tennessee's not the best team to be a part of. I mean, he was the number 1 overall pick. He went to the worst team in football. So maybe if they build around him, he can be good for the future. But as of right now, I'm not liking Cam Ward for fantasy football. Next up, Sam Darnold. I think all his success, not all, he did get better as a player, but most of his success came from Kevin O'Connell. This year he's going to a Seahawks team. They have JSN. They got Cooper Kupp. But Kupp didn't look really well towards the end of the season. JSN looked phenomenal, I will say that. But, I mean, he doesn't have Justin Jefferson. He doesn't have Jordan Addison. He doesn't have that great offensive line the Vikings have anymore. Not feeling Sam Darnold this year. Next up, Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers really hasn't been fantasy relevant for a long time now. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense isn't the best. Usually when Aaron Rodgers goes to teams, they kind of just give him control of the offense or at least have a decent say of what he likes to do. I mean, I think he's great for DK Metcalf. I think that will be a nice little connection. But, I mean, as far as fantasy terms, I don't really love him. Next up, Joe Flacco. We know he's going to air the ball out a million times for how long he starts. I don't think Flacco's going to start the whole year. He never really does. But that being said, either any Browns quarterback who starts you can put in the last tier. This team's just not going to put up points. Last but not least, Russell Wilson. I will say this, the Giants have been building the team correctly. I think Russell Wilson was a great signing. I think it helps Malik Nabers tremendously. We'll talk about that when we do the receiver breakdown. But again, I know that Russell Wilson just hasn't been fantasy relevant for a long time now. That's why he's in tier 7. That's tier 7. That does it for the quarterback breakdowns. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're asking where the Saints quarterbacks are, don't even draft the Saints quarterback. That team's going to average like 14 points a game. That team's terrible. But all jokes aside, hopefully you're not a Saints fan watching. If you are, I'm going to pray for you. This is going to be a long season. But either way, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and be dropping the running backs tier list, the receiver tier list, and as well as the tight end tier list. I'm going to put the link into my Google Doc sheet. Completely free, man. You can get this tier list. I don't have a website or nothing, so I just put it on a Google Doc sheet. You can get it for free. I update it. Join the Discord. I'll add the Discord link in there. I let people know when I update it. So yeah, join that. Follow up. Let's go.